Good morning, my scrappy friends. I'm so excited to be with you today and to show you this layout that we're going to do. If you're on, go ahead and say hello. Excuse me, I got a tickle in my throat all of a sudden. We're going to be doing a pretty easy layout. I realize the last couple weeks I've done some pretty simple layouts, which is great because sometimes we want simplicity, right? So like I said, if you're on, go ahead and say hello. I'm going to try to monitor the comments, and as long as my Wi-Fi holds out, I will respond or see them. Sometimes I don't see them till the end, so I apologize. Just a couple of announcements for you guys. First of all, this is my VIP group right here. You have to request to join it, so I will be monitoring who's in there and all that. And I just wanted to show you guys to print this sheet to do the layouts. And to find where to post your finished challenge, you're just going to go to my VIP group and go to featured. It's literally the only post I usually put in featured. Sometimes I'll put like events in there and other things, but this changes every week, so it should be near the top of featured. And then there's a link here that will take you to my blog. And it doesn't look as pretty on here as it does on a computer. Sorry, I'm trying to hone in on this. Called Scrappy and I Know It. And in here you can hit download and download the sheet to print. On a computer you can actually print it right from here too. On a phone I cannot. So I just wanted to point that out to you guys because that's like a really handy tool for each challenge. Plus I have the links to the Creative Memories blog that takes you right to their instructions. And after I'm done filming the videos, those go right in here as well. So my blog is a really good tool for that. Just wanted to point that out. And then also that's where you'll post your completed challenges. You're going to comment. I already have people in there that posted. You're going to comment a picture of it. I draw Friday morning, every Friday morning, who's going to win. And you get a little prize from me. And it's just kind of a way to get pages done and all that stuff. And then, where is it? I have my Scrappy Summer Camp back by popular demand. I meant to print this. I didn't get a chance. So that's in my Ashley Scrappy VIPs and in my public page. So no matter how you're viewing this, you can access the sign up link. It's 10 weeks. It's all virtual. So you can join from anywhere. Get 30 challenges. So that's like 30 pages / layouts done. There's going to be a lot of double pages this time, like 2-page layouts. So you'll get even more done. And then there's weekly deals just for that group. There's prizes every week. There's a goodie bag. And this year I'm using a lot of the content in the goodie bag for challenges. So you'll get like, I don't want to give anything away, but say you'll get a pack of paper and hang on to this paper till week 2 because we're going to do a fun little roadblock. I'm going to call it because it's Amazing Scrap. It's like the Amazing Race. I'm obsessed. Okay. And all that. And then you'll get a private Facebook group, tons of motivation. There's awesome community every time we do those in that. So make sure you sign up. The deadline's May 24th. The sooner you sign up, the better, because I need to start ordering stuff, just so I know your intentions and all that. But May 24th is the absolute cutoff, just so I can get you your stuff in time, especially if I'm mailing or need to track you down somehow, because you need the stuff for camp. So this year that's going to matter. So make sure you sign up for that. And then the other thing, one more big thing is there's an affiliate order code going around. So you should have gotten an email if you've ordered from my site at any point, and there's a code. It's hidden from this screenshot, but you can get one of these free gifts, you guys. And these are awesome. Like when they said free gift, I'm like, oh, pack of embellishments. No, they have like punches and bundles. And I'm like, what? I want one. So make sure you check your email, check your spam and promotion folder, because that's where a lot of them are going for people. It comes straight from CM. Go on and put in an order. I believe it's $100 or more. So if you have to stock up on stuff, do this. I think it goes through May, don't hold me to this, May 23rd, I believe. So you have a little time, but things will probably run out. So make sure you check your email. If you didn't get an email, holler at me and I will figure out how to get you that code. So just another thing. And a thank you from CM and from me for ordering through my site. It's very important to me. And like I said, CM is my full-time job now. And so I'm trying to make it work. And, you know, it's just, I love it. And I want to keep doing it. So I would love if you just kept supporting me. And I appreciate it so much, you guys. So anyway, I'm going to move on. We're going to get this layout done. And, you know, that whole self-conscious, don't talk too much thing is in the back of my head, but whatever. funny how words hang with you, you know? So, all right, so we're going to do this layout together. I picked out, this is an older, it's for camp when I went to family camp this summer. I wasn't going to show you the pictures. There aren't any kids in here and there's not many faces. So it's just my kid. So these are just some fun, like, times we had our speaker share with us, and Green Dragon's a big deal at camp. It's like a mint chocolate chip Oreo situation. So good. It's tradition. Lucy at one of the little shows they did. We love camp. Portage Lake is so amazing. So I love camp ministry in general. Between Aowakaya, where I go like twice a year to do a retreat, and then Portage Lake, where I grew up and worked there for many, many summers. I just love camp. So I'm using the Life at the Lodge, I believe it's called. I buried it. I've been cleaning out since my crop, and the whole pack is buried right now. Sorry about that. Yes, I believe it's called Life, or Lodge Life, or something like that. These are the other papers from it. Cabin Time. Wow, way off. Okay. I'm thinking of Life at the Lake. So we're using Cabin Time for this. This was like a promotion, oh my goodness, years ago, I feel now, where they had these really cool Fast to Fab papers. And so I'm using up some old stuff. I have some stickers as well from that collection I'll use. So that is what I'm using. It's no longer available, but they have other cool camping stuff that you can get. So just gonna use these papers to create my layout. So we're gonna go at it here. So this is gonna be my base. I love this plaid green look. And then all we're gonna do is cut some strips, and then put our photos on. So it's gonna be pretty quick and easy, y'all. But like I say, we always go through step by step, you know, whenever we're overwhelmed, and I'm always overwhelmed and alive, so I'm going to go through step by step. So in here it says, use a piece of the blue dotted circles paper as the base of your layout, and on here that they use the vintage chic for their layout. That is their base. This green plaid is going to be ours, so I'm pretty excited about that. Cut a piece of, I always say this word wrong, damask or damask paper to measure 4 3/4 by 12, and adhere approximately 1/2 inch from the left side of your layout. So I am using this cute tree. I don't know if you can see it very well, but this cute little tree outline paper. This is the other side. I had a hard time using this one because I really like this, but I have tons of tree paper, so it's okay. And I could cut this strategically too. So I'm gonna get my trimmer. Love my trimmer. And we're gonna put our paper in at the 4 3/4 line. This is gonna be that strip right here. They use this brown damask or damask, however you say it, on theirs. So that's gonna be ours. Okay, I'm getting my trimmer handy because I'm gonna need it again. And then the next step, I could adhere this, I'll just wait. Cut a piece of diamond paper that measures 3 by 12 and adhere along the right edge of the damask or the tree paper. And I'm using this cute little wood paper. So I love wood paper. I think it's so fun. I'm actually gonna strategically cut this as well. Just saving my border. So 3 by 12. Like so. And I like to save things like this because sometimes I do a layout and I need a quick border, and I just cut this out and I'm like, look, there's my border. It's perfect. So I like to save borders when I can. So I did that here to kind of save some of the stuff for future use. Okay, so those are the 2 strips we need. I'm going to go ahead and adhere those now. I'm going to use my handy dandy tape runner. Love CM tape runners. Obviously, I'm an advocate. So we're going to put our first strip down. Again, I love that tree paper, but I have plenty. It's okay. I have lots of tree paper. About a 1/2 inch from the left side. Okay. All right, and then our next strip, we're just going to butt that right up against it on the right side of it. Like so. All right. Look at that. It's coming together. It's going to look a little funky. It's really hard to see on here, but that other strip goes right down the middle of where your photos are going to go. So like once I put these on here, it's going to kind of be, you know, matted and be fine. So, all right. So our next step, cut 3 pieces from the medallion paper that measure 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. And those are going to be like our mats here, those purple mats. and adhere along the right side of your layout. So I'm going to look at my photos because, like I say every time, my photos are true digital size, so they're not always the same size of what they're using. I need to start using 4x6. I struggle with 4x6 because they cut things off because your phone takes pictures in a certain aspect ratio, and then if you blow that up to a 4x6, it cuts things out because it has to, right? So I have a hard time using 4x6. I want to use it more. But if you take pictures on your camera, it should be fine. So these are just true digital because phones do a different ratio. So, fun fact. It's something I've been dealing with forever. I'm going to actually trim my photos first because I like to do that before I do my mats, just to make sure my mats are going to work, my photos are going to work with the mat size indicated, since my photos are different. It doesn't really tell you on here, I should add that, what the photo sizes are, but judging by the mat sizes that are 5 3/4 by 3 3/4, I'm guessing the photos are going to be like a 1/4 inch lower than that. So the photos are probably 5.5 by 3.5. So 5.5 is easy to attain because these photos are actually less than 5.5 already. And then 3 3/4 is about right there. So I don't mind. Obviously that's just lights, so I don't care if I cut that off. I'm just going to trim this white part off because that's part of the true digital thing. And trim these down. And I don't mind cutting this down because it doesn't matter. I apologize if you guys are commenting. I'm not getting comments through. And sometimes that's because my Wi-Fi is wonky, and I know this morning I was having issues with my Wi-Fi, so I will make sure to check your comments afterwards if you are commenting. If you're not, that's okay. I'm not worried. So, alright, just wanted to give you a heads up. I'm not seeing anything coming through. So, maybe that's because it's quiet, maybe that's because I'm not seeing it, but either way. Alright, so these are going to be my photos. They're going to be about right there. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and trim these up as well while I'm at it. Might as well. So, and I'm going ahead a little bit to see. This one layers a mat on a mat, and that's fine. I feel like I am just going to layer a photo on a mat there because my photos they're fine. They're good size. I don't need to cut anything out. So my mat I might have to cut down a little bit because it's not going to quite fit the way this would, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And then up here, oh, which one was I going to do? One of these photos is going to be 4 1/4 by 4. Well, it'd have to be 4 by 4. It must be double matted. So 4 by 4. Got a little bit of gnats up here. That's weird. Just debating which one I want to make the 4 by 4. I might do this one as 4 by 4. I think that would be fine. Okay. And then this one, we're just going to leave full size for now because you're layering it on a mat. And I'm pretty sure, well, it's hard to tell on there, isn't it? Because there's a light blue. I might trim a little bit more off of that, but we'll check that out when we get to it. So, I don't want to cut unless I have to, because you can't put it back as easily, right? All right, so now I got to pick out what mats I want for this layout. And I did debate just using the trees because I don't mind those on here. I just don't know if that's too much white happening. Let me see what else I have going on over here. It's so funny because yesterday when I was planning this, I'm like, this is exactly what I'm going to do. And then I totally forgot what I was going to do. This one I'd have to use the center of this because there's like, oh, I could use this side too. There's like a faint wood happening, so it's not completely white, but it's a nice faint brown beige going on, which is, it pulls it all together pretty well. So I think that might be what I use. I feel like the red plaid's going to clash with the green plaid. So I'm going to just, I like to call it the Ashley method. I'm going to layer my photos on here. And then I'm going to cut them out after I adhere them on, which sounds crazy to some people, I'm sure. All right. And I do like to go through these lives as if someone's new is watching. So if you're an experienced scrapbooker, you're like, why are you explaining everything so much? It's because there's always going to be someone new on, right? So just know I'm going to describe, you know, how I do this every time. If that bothers you, just fast forward. No big deal. turn on your subtitles and you'll see when I'm done talking about it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this on like that. Okay, and then for my mats, I'm just gonna cut these out. I say every time I'm not a math girly. I hate crunching numbers to figure out what size mat I actually need, since my photos are slightly smaller than the 5.5. So this is how I compensate that. I just put them right on the paper. I pull up my little guide here. I just make sure I'm not going to cut my photos at all and that everything looks pretty even, and it does. Sorry if you see my head. Gotta look down at it. Make sure I'm cutting properly. Alright, so there's those mats. Perfect. Set those aside. I'm probably going to do something darker here, just because it's a lighter paper and this side is darker. Why does it not want to fit? That's so funny. You know, I didn't cut any of the mat off, that's why. So I'm going to trim this up even more. They're very small space between, so I need to make more room so my photos aren't like touching each other. You want to have that kind of separation between them to create a little more dynamic to your page. So I'm going to trim it off. Now, if you want them touching, that's fine. That's your call. It's your page. You do whatever you want. I just want that little bit of separation, just so there's a little more dynamic look there. I might need to trim even more off of some of these. Luckily, this trimmer is Boss, so I can trim pretty well on a narrow line. Okay, these little scraps off here. Okay, set that aside for a moment while I knock everything over. All right, we're gonna try that again, see if I like it this way. And again, these are gonna be really tight. Ugh. So interesting. 3.5. Oh, okay, because the paper was supposed to be 3.5 or 3 3/4. I did the mats that size, or my photos that size. My bad. Again, me looking at numbers, it's rough. Yeah, it's very rough. I don't mind this. We're gonna go with this. So you go ahead and adhere these down. So your photos are gonna be smaller. I did the photos the size it indicated and not the mats. So that was where I went wrong and not. I look at numbers and I go, which one is that for? And then I just do the photos that size because I forgot they didn't indicate what size a photo should be. Which is why I usually add that step for them, and this way it was in a rush and apparently didn't add it. So that's why I like to do my own printouts, because sometimes I add things that are helpful for me especially. So I find maybe they'll be helpful for you too. So always go to my blog and print out the sheet because I'll add some things sometimes. Like, you know, photo sizes. Probably should do that in this one. Okay, and then the next step, let's see. The next step is step 5. Layer a large variety mat of 4.5 by 6.5 with a small variety mat. And they're talking about this part right here, the little picture cutout. I don't know if I want to do that. So I might just do a large mat with this picture. If you're going to do something more like this, you're going to want to get your circle cutter. It doesn't really tell you to cut a circle though, does it? That's interesting. Yeah, because there's like a circle. They obviously use a circle there, but they don't talk about how to do it. And I don't know if I'll do that here. Maybe I will. We'll see. I'm just going to look through my mats. These are all my like camping. Not all these are Sam. I'm going to get rid of those. Let's set up camp. So these all kind of go well with all the camping outdoorsy look in general. So I don't mind. Kind of like that. We'll see. I want something kind of basic, but not too off color for this, you know, for the layout here. I like the arrows. Those are fun. And my picture would cover it. So that's a possibility. This one is from the old, I forgot what it's called, Beneath the Pines collection. So I just kind of mixed all those in, which the wood green's not bad either. I like these little pineys, but I feel like that green is clashing a little bit. It's a little too much green there. Oh, this wood is cute, but that's a smaller mat. It's not horrible. So far, I like the arrows the most. Yeah. That's cute, but it goes the wrong way. It's cute though. So I just go through, see what I have. I like to use up my mats because I have a bunch of them. I'm getting more and more used to using up mats because I'm finding more creative ways to use them. That's pretty cool. The other thing I might do with this is trim my photo down. I could trim it down and then use half of this as a journal box. There's not a lot of opportunity to journal on here, and this is just kind of a basic camp page, right? So there's a lot going on. These are like 4 different events happening. Like this was dinner one day, this was a talent show thing, this was our speaker, and then this was like a game one night. So there's a lot happening. It's just kind of the catch-all for my camp stuff. But I do want to talk about the green dragon tradition and just like the community and the fun. So I do definitely want to journal. So maybe I will show you guys quick how to cut a circle out of this. I didn't come prepared for that, but that's okay. We can do it. So my different circles here. Where did they go? They're there. Whoops. Losing things out of my caddy over there. So I might cut a circle out of this. I need to find my blades and my handy dandy caddy. Okay. So I'm going to eyeball this a little bit. I also have my circle cutter, but for photos I like to use my custom cutting circles. And that's just 2 different ways you can cut circles. 2 different systems, but they both do different enough things that I like them. You're not as fixed on a size with the cutting, like the circle cutter, but these I like for photos because they tend not to drag as much. So I'm going to pick out one of my blades, and these are just like closer to the edge versus further away from the edge, so you get different sizes. I think I will just do the one. I can't tell you what size this is. I could not tell you. I know it's my larger circle, and it's the #1 red blade. So go ahead and cut a circle out. I'm totally winging this, so my apologies. I just wanted to do a little creative thing like they did. So if you wanted to cut a circle, your photo of a circle, this is how you do it. I think this circle on the example is much smaller than this one. I don't want to cut it much smaller, so then you would use like your medium circle inside or your small circle. I think probably the medium inside though is the route you're going to go for that side, for that size. It doesn't tell you what blade, which is so bizarre to me. So yeah, you just want to eyeball it mostly. If you really need to know a size, please holler at me and I can definitely figure that out for you. I'm not going to spend time doing it unless someone really needs me to. So let me know. I would be happy to do that for you, but I'm not going to do it unless someone needs it. All right. Yeah, I like that because it kind of sits in this a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And maybe I'll do some pen art. We'll see. I like how the greens are all kind of coming together with the green dragon. So I think it's fun. And I'm going to adhere this down. This is a larger mat. It's a 6.5 by 4.5. Luckily, I don't have to think about what half of that is. All right, and then I'm gonna mat this guy. It is double matted. I'm not a huge fan of double matting, you guys. It's so much work. I know, I'm lazy sometimes. I have a fellow advisor who has, her whole business is called the Lazy Scrapbooker. I'm like, man, you stole my name. I would totally use that name. She just laughed. But she's awesome. I like her a lot too. I like the red in this, but I don't know. I don't know how I want to do this. I might just mat it on this plaid green. Or in the trees. That's a way that I could implement the trees. That actually is pretty perfect. I might do that. Let's see what else we got going on over here. We do have the red plaid, and maybe it would be fine here. Well, that actually does pop really nice with that shirt, and maybe I will do the red plaid. I feel bad because I wish I had a scrap of it. I'm not cutting into a whole sheet, but this is literally the scraps I have left from it. So let's see. What's in the back of this wood one? Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, so I'm gonna have to cut the whole sheet, which is fine because I have 3 more like this and I'm not too bent out of shape about it. Again, I'm gonna avoid my border because I'm gonna save my border for another project sometime. So I'm probably gonna cut it from this side. It does tell us it's 4.5 by 4.5, the mat. So I'm just gonna cut that out. They do double mat, so I'm guessing they do like a 4.5 mat and then a 4.25 mat, and then this is 4. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut out a 4.5 by 4.5. And you know me and double matting, I'm not, maybe, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Matting is like already just like, I'll do it. You know, make it look nice, but double matting, I'm like, dude, come on, like really. Double matting looks very nice, and I agree, it looks great on a page, but I can be a little lazy when it comes to double matting. So there's my mat. We'll see, I might keep that handy. I don't know. I like where this page is going. I kind of like the calm and chaos of it. There's like 2 different things happening here. But that's kind of the whole premise of this page, right? So I could add a little bit of wood. I really could. Alright, so I'm going to do another one just to show you guys I can double mat at 4.25. Or you can eyeball it. I have lots of scrappy friends that don't measure, and I love that because I'm kind of in between. Like, I can be persnickety, but I also am like, I don't want to take the time to measure this, so I just kind of like cut things up. So, like I like to say, there's no wrong way to scrapbook. If you like it and it works for you, you do it. Just make sure your scrapbook's gonna stay together forever, though. Like, when I first started, I was using the construction paper, and I mean, my friends can attest, I was using glue sticks, things that are not acid-free, and now my Jamaica book is falling apart from when I was in high school. I love that book because it's like, it just shows where I've come. I'll have to show it to you guys sometime. Because I use magazine cutouts, I use construction paper, I use glue sticks, and my friends were like, dude, you can't do that. And I was like, why not? And now I know why. So it will fall apart after a few years even. Okay. There it is. Look at that. I double matted. Yay, go me. There we go. All right, so our layout's essentially done. I would just add some embellishments. And what time do we have? I just don't want to keep you guys too long. Oh, it's like 10:27. I always rush through this, and I'm like, why am I rushing? It's crazy. So I have all these camp. I also picked out some of these cute ones from before. I love the little raccoon face and flamingo. I don't really need the flamingo here, but it cracks me up. Just some cute little trees, some different little things that go well. I didn't know if I would use this. I was intrigued by it, especially with this layout. I mean, it's kind of cute. I already cut a circle out though, and that's too small for that, so I'm not going to use that. I like, you know, cabin camping, because that's camp. It's totally cabin camping. Could layer it with that. It's not really in the cabin. Like, we had our speaker in this really cool looking building that looked like a cabin. It is a cabin, essentially. But I also just kept my stuff wide open, and I have these stickers as well. So, this is the part where I usually cut you off because I am very indecisive when it comes to embellishing, and I get nervous on a live, especially with journaling. I don't journal live hardly ever. Because y'all are just sitting there probably going like, Ashley, for the love, just pick out an embellishment. But I know a lot of us struggle to pick out paper and all that stuff. So since I have time, I will walk you through my process a little bit here. Because I know some of you are also like, I want to hear your process. So I'm like, okay. So if you're ready to sign off, it's fine. I will not be offended. But if you want to hang on, feel free. This raccoon's too cute. I feel like I have to use him for sure. And what I like to do when I'm picking out stickers and I know I want to use them, or I haven't picked out a spot yet, I stick it to my silicone mat because it'll come right off. So I love my silicone mat. If you don't have one, you can use wax paper as well, or just leave it on your sheet. You know, just take note. The tree's super cute. So this was from the Setting Up Camp collection a couple years ago now. The lodge, this cabin time one, that's kind of like these, and I get Canada vibes from it, which is fine. But I'm not sure. I don't know. I like the plaid hearts though. Those are cute. So I might leave those handy. Some more of it. And then the borders were essentially the moose and the bear and more plaid. So I don't really need border here, so I'm going to set that aside. What I do is I just kind of do a process of elimination. I'm like, okay, I don't need any border, so I'm going to pull all those out. I don't need those. it's rain or shine. I just quick look through and see if there's any titles that stick out to me. Not really. No borders. And camp's different than camping, obviously. Like, we stay in cabins, and it's pretty much like a whole resort of fun. Resort, you know, as in it's a camp, but you get to like go eat meals and hang out with friends and hang out by the lake. So I don't know, it's fun time. So I don't need like tent camping. I don't need things like that. These are kind of cute. Probably not. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. This is interesting. I haven't done much with camp yet, so I'm kind of learning the vibe I want to go with here. Daily memories. Yeah, I don't know. It might just be a very simple page with like a little title on it. Get rid of these. Oh, see, here's the vibe for the setting up camp. Be free, keep exploring, adventure. Yeah, we weren't really exploring in here. We were having fun, but so, like I said, my process for embellishing is nuts, y'all. It's crazy. I think those are cute. I'm not finding a title that's speaking to me. Happy Camper is kind of fun. I gotta use Happy Camper. That one's cute. No, I want to use that raccoon. That's how I know. Watch, I'll end up not using it. So, all right. I like to look at things on the page. Offline is a new luxury. Keeping it simple. Those are cute. Again, I like the plaid hearts here. I don't think I need those. Like I said, it's just a process of elimination for me. These are cute. Okay. Alright, I know I'm going to journal here. I think I'll put a title kind of right here. It's just, it can be little because it's just part of the bigger camp experience. I like keep it simple. I also like Happy Camper. I think that's really cute, and the wood is working for me. So we're going to do that. And sometimes I struggle to know where to put embellishments, so I look at the example. This one's a circle. So I'm like, I want it here. I think I do. I don't mind that. So I think I'm going to do that. Plus, I mean, we're all happy with Green Dragon. It's a great treat. So I'm going to kind of do that. And then, I don't know if I want many more words on my page. I'm one that doesn't like a ton of titles happening. Some people put a title here and a little one here and a little one there, and they make it look great. And every time I do it, I'm like, I don't like it. So I've learned to stay away from too many words on my page. So I might forego that now. Okay, let's look at the plaid hearts again. I'm going to use these for sure because I think they're so cute. I just need to know where. I'm going to layer a little bit, I think. Oh, this is where I'm like, where do I put these? I think I want them right here. It kind of helps bring the eye together there. Okay, I don't need a ton more. I'm just gonna kind of look through. I think with journaling, we might be okay at this point. Oh, my raccoon. I need to use my raccoon. He's just so cute. I might stick him in this corner here. Just for a little more flair and fun. Okay, I don't want to do too much more. So these arrows are cute and they match really well with this. So I might just add a couple little arrows. Actually, I want to put the green one there, I think. Clustering embellishments, I'm trying to get better at that. And I'm learning to pull together things that work together. And CM actually has these things called add-ons that are really nice because they give you mats and embellishments and they literally number them. It's like, oh, put all your number ones together and this is how you layer them. And it turns out wonderful every time. Going off my eye, I'm like, oh, sure, looks fun. But again, there's no wrong way to scrapbook and you can do your scrapbook however you'd like. So I think this looks great. I'm going to journal a little bit here. And I think I'm good to go. So I'm definitely not going to journal on camera because I'll get nervous and I'll mess up. But thank you guys so much for joining me. I love my finished page. I think it's super cute. So very camp vibes. Love it. Like I said, get on my VIP page. Try your hand at this layout. I'm not picky. I'm not persnickety about like, it has to look just like it. You can even turn it. If you have a lot of tall photos, turn it this way and undo your tall photos, you know, or, you know, this way. So I'm not picky about it. So you can do it however you want, what works for your photos. Just get the page done, because getting pages done is so important to get memories, you know, in your books. So if you like this, please tell me. I would love to hear your feedback, and let me know what I can do differently. I'm always open. Just do it nicely because I'm sensitive. Anyway, but if you are on my YouTube, please like and subscribe. I'm trying to build up that audience because Facebook Lives go away after 30 days now, or 60, I don't remember, something. They go away. So make sure you like my YouTube so you keep getting these and you can refer back. Again, I put these in my blog, like the whole video, so you can go there as well. That's what I showed you early on. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and take care. Love you all.